did here was once again is we pushed the main space out to the end of the piece of architecture. That allowed the main space to be sort of the star. And with the added large windows on either side, George and Stephanie can see the light in the morning, and then the light as it travels later in the day. And of course, every interior space has a very immediate communication with an outdoor space. So there are times of the year or day when it's more pleasant to be on the shady side of the house. Perhaps it might be more pleasant to be on the sunnier side of the house. But once again, this room here, we just sort of cleaned it up. I sort of think of a lot of the design as just sort of erasing some of the mistakes rather than adding too much. We have one unusual door here where I think I told you that we were using these trims going to the ceiling as an effort to elevate the ceilings and also to make a simpler line. We used a very tall door. It's the only door in the house that's almost as high as the ceiling. And the reason we did that is it gave us the one element on this suite that had the color wood to respond to all the other elements. So here we are. This is a mahogany door, and when it's closed, it's like the entire end of the wall of the corridor is mahogany, which is kind of pretty. And I'll bring you over this way to the dressing area. The other thing you'll notice is that if you live in the house, there's not a lot of doors. Now we have privacy, but we wanted to they didn't want to spend their time sort of manipulating or having doors stand in their way and covering walls. So you'll notice there's very few doors, but plenty of privacy. So this is sort of the dressing areas, his and hers. You'll see, there must be lights here somewhere. Look, I can even operate it.
Oh, wow.
But what this is, of course, is we've made living space. A lot of the places that we used to think of as kind of service only, let's make a very secure, wet location. We spend a lot of our times in our bathrooms where we're not wet and we're just taking care of ourselves, and that's what this space is. It's sort of an intermediate space, and I think I can even travel in here, and I think you could follow me. This is sort of the world's largest shower and spa. It's had more than this in it before, but I'm not sure. And what the idea here was that we came up with the idea that when we come to this a place to take a bath or to get clean, that we didn't necessarily need to be exposed to the outdoors. So what we did is this becomes kind of an inner sanctum, and however it's not completely divorced from outside in the fact that we have skylights. And what the skylights are doing is that they're letting natural light in here.
Yeah, in the daytime you don't need any.
And that's about the bath as
And
well.
the same there. And what's spectacular is in the morning time, when you come in here, what happens is the room is bathed in natural light coming through, and it's coming from over your head. It's very rewarding. And we've got an operable skylight here to actually, in spring days, to open it up so you can hear the birds. We want, we're not trying to completely divorce ourselves from the outdoors. But once again, we're just creating kind of a place for us to enjoy and kind of a unique experience. His and her showers, I'm not sure which is which. I should discover it since I know. Well, I don't know. I can't tell. Which one's hers?
I said that's hers over here.
Would you say this
that's
is hers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to ask you to talk about everything, but this right here, where this stone becomes kind of like a border on this one, was that like a solution to a problem, or was that like from the beginning we got to add something that's a little more than just like brick on brick?
I'll tell you. I'm glad you brought that up. This is an interesting question. I'm going to digress a little bit, and that is that Stephanie reminded me, and I was going to say something earlier, and that is that you'll notice that there's not a lot of variety. I mean, I should say there's subtle variety in the house, in the materials of the house, and there's subtle colors, but there's not dramatic color differences, and there's not dramatic material changes. And the reason that we did that is we wanted it to, as I say, we wanted to let the collections of the house sort of become more of a star. But what it did is it allowed us to pick materials that were kind of background materials. This is actually Matt may know the name of it. It's a Texas, boy, what's the name of that?
Is it a Looters?
No, it is a kind of limestone, but it is, I've forgotten the name of it.
Gosh, I can't remember
I may
that.
recall it later, but
I can't
anyway,
remember.
it's a local material. But
Mhm.
what happened is this comes in tiles that are this size.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've done is we've taken the tiles, and because tiles this side didn't have anything to do with the way the house looked or felt, we took those tiles and cut them into bricks because they're emblematic of the bricks on the outside of this
Yeah,
house.
the whole
Because
outside.
as you arrive, you see the brick ends to the house. There's some wood connections, but the brick ends. So that's why we cut it to make the bricks.
And the sides of them aren't finished in the same way.
That's right. And so what we did is we wove these. These are a woven pattern to make essentially clear what we made the house out of, and at the same time to make it a little decorative, but subtly so. And this is I get a kick out of this because I think that this, when I said before that the owner had to have a lot of faith in the process, is that this was a very difficult kind of place to imagine. You know, that it's unlike what you're familiar with, and perhaps, when somebody comes to you and says, I'm going to make you a tub and a shower in a room with no windows, you might think, uh-oh, we're in some trouble now. But there are opportunities that we can explore when we're willing to take a chance, and that's really what I think George and Stephanie were willing to do.
The best bathroom in Austin.
And we're all very proud of this, and it's turned out very nice. And I haven't heard how it is to take a bath.